And now for a quick disclaimer. The T-Bone
and ChickBrew
in the morning show is for infotainment purposes only.
The opinions expressed here do not represent
Naval Station Rhoda, the Armed Forces Network,
or the Department of Defense.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Whenever you're ready.
I'm waiting for the music to fade.
No, you do it now.
Buenos dias a todos. Yo soy T-Bone.
Yo soy Christina. ChickBrew.
Bienvenidos. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. That went horribly wrong. We should just, go to the other studio and do it one time right. And then we could use that as a new opening. Just to get the attention. We have Spanish listeners who listen to us to perfect their English, I guess. I don't know.
You know what? You should never use me as an example.
Maybe we're entertaining in Spanish. I don't know. It's like when I watch Spanish TV back in the States. Latin TV, we should call it, because it's probably not Spanish. And they got the bumblebee. The bumblebee's everywhere, and I don't know why, but it's always funny to me. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Nope. So when I lived in the States, I was in college, and I was very not spending my money on television, so I had no TV for many years.
I have some years on you, so TV's always been an important part of my life. So
being around at the dawn of the TV with the invention of TVs.
Yes, that's what we're going this morning. No, what are we talking about this morning? It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. In case you hadn't figured it out, in case you no habla español, it is T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. What are we talking about this Friday?
People I don't like.
My favorite topic.
I know.
You sure you want to do that here and not on the other show? Because
this one is particularly irksome, and I feel like would benefit our parking lot zombies. I feel like they are just as at risk as I was when I fell victim to this seamless, victimless crime. Oh, I'm so mad.
Oh, all right. I'm going to talk about the transition from military life to civilian life and the most expensive thing a male can expect when he converts over. Yeah.
Yikes.
I was, I do a lot of show prep, so I spent a good hour this morning ranting out loud to nobody but Zeus about how much money I spend in white t-shirts.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. So, you do 26 years in the military and you got 4 white t-shirts and they last you your entire career. Or maybe if you stretch them out a little bit because of some girth enhancements, maybe.
It's not your fault you got so swollen. It's my fault.
I was allergic to food and I blew up. So due to some girth enhancements, I may have had to buy, 8 t-shirts in 26 years. Because you don't wear white t-shirts that often. Until you leave the military and people frown on your blueberry t-shirts and your tan t-shirts and white t-shirts are the standard and they get dirty really easy.
Yeah.
And the neck falls off of them. And then
straight up falls off.
They are just I cannot believe how much money I spent. I just opened a brand new pack.
It looks good though. It looks very crisp. I like it.
Brand new.
It looks good.
Brand new white t-shirt because that's my number one expense as a civilian. It's not worth it.
You look so.
It's a racket.
You look gorgeous.
And they
today.
can be expensive. You can buy these are $8 a pack, and you get 30 in a pack. I don't know. They're made by some kid in Bangladesh. I don't know.
You need to just order in bulk. Buy in bulk.
No, but then you could buy one with somebody's name on it, and it's $40 for a T-shirt.
Well, no. You could buy that. I'm not going to buy that.
No, I shan't.
You can buy that.
I won't. I am thrifty, if anything. Some people
frugal.
Some people call it cheap, but I am definitely
frugal.
Frugal is borderline hiding money under your mattress and eating oatmeal and dying a billionaire.
We've all met you, T-Bone. We have all met. We know.
The Stanleys are celebrating an anniversary, so we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about them every opportunity we get. Mike and Shirley celebrating 16 years together. They're fantastic. I know, right? Wow. It seems crazy. They're a fantastic couple, so we're going to be wishing them happy anniversary throughout the show, and we can do that for you too. Give us a call in the studio 727-1025 or hit us up on any of the social media options.
That's the best date ever.
That's what there's a state. What is that? What do you mean? Huh?
The best date ever. Cake by the ocean. Just sitting on the beach eating cake.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. I did not know that that's what they said.
What?
I had no idea that they were eating cake by the ocean. I had no idea. Why would you eat a moist, spongy substance in an area in an area with fine-grained sand everywhere. Do you like crunchy cake?
On the ocean. It said by the ocean.
Where there's by the ocean is where the sand is.
You could be like up on the
place where the sand blows. Beach and sand are synonymous.
I eat cake and have wine by the beach all the time. Every Chiringuito all the way down.
What Chiringuito serves cake?
They have the little almond cakes. You have not been living up to your full cake potential, my friend.
We got a lot to talk about this morning. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. We did our Spanish opening earlier, so this was just the normal English opening. What do you got all perplexed about?
Well, I was reading, so that's my reading face.
No wonder somebody doesn't like to watch you read. That's a weird-looking face you got there.
You're welcome.
So we were talking about people that make you angry. And you were going to tell us, because they don't know yet. Who is it that makes you angry?
I really hate people that spit. Particularly their gum outside of the car where I'm about to pull in and park my car so that when I open my car door and put my foot down, it goes into your discarded gum.
Does location really matter, or just gum spitting in general? Because honestly, it's like a landmine. They can get you anywhere, you know?
Right, but I feel like that is the one that bothers me the most because I look where I'm walking.
So sometimes you don't look when you get out of the car.
When I get out of the car, I open the door. And as I turn,
just fling yourself out.
I have to turn my body, right? And there's a little thing.
And you never look down. No situational awareness. That's how the terrorists win.
Well, yeah,
all right, you're not looking for the landmine.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. I would rather than the gum.
What if the gum is landmine training?
Then I will fail. But stop spitting your. Also, there's trash cans everywhere. Or I don't walk in grass. Spit in the grass. I don't care. But don't spit it in the parking lot. If you want to spit it in the parking lot, spit it on the middle aisle.
No,
but don't spit it. Don't spit it in the parking space.
I don't walk on grass either. You know why I don't walk on grass?
Because the Navy said not to.
No, that's where they keep the landmines. I always tell that to people. They don't understand. No, seriously, that's where they keep the landmine. So let's get back to the basics here. The basics is you don't like people that spit. And I 100% agree with you. I don't like people that spit either. Whether it's gum or just spittle. I don't like it. There's a way to do it. There's a classy, human, respect others around you kind of. And then there's just the kind of person. And this is one like you would never see. And I don't know why people do this. And it triggers me like you wouldn't believe. You would never see this, hopefully. The urinal. There's people that like to spit before they do the other thing. And why? I mean, okay, again, there are ways to spit. I don't like spitters, but there are ways to spit into a napkin. All right, that's appropriate. Maybe that's like the most appropriate. The only way to spit, if you're going to spit, I would say is into a napkin, quietly discarded into the garbage like a human being in 2019. Well, we got more of that coming for you. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning, 727-1025, or Facebook. Just so you know.
Stop giggling. You make it hard.
You make it hard. It's so funny when you do that. Oh, God. So just so you know, I am fully equipped to podcast. I got the microphones. I got the microphone stands. I got tables. I got chairs. I got cameras. I got everything. Just need you.
Wait, you're going to have a video podcast?
Well, in the future.
Could I wear a mask?
Sure. Yeah, you'll be like the singing show with the celebrities singing with weird masks on. Of course, everyone's going to know you. No, right now, it's just going to be audio. All right? We could do audio. And we could talk about whatever we want.
Now I have a safe buffer, though, of, the skipper coming down and saying, you're done. But if we're like, I'll just be out there without a net.
Sometimes you have to go without a net. But,
oh, gosh.
But I mean, we're going to keep it nice. One of the reasons for the naming of the show the way I named the show was because I want it to be a PG-13. I don't want any foul language. I want people to be able to listen to it.
PG-13 circa 1980 or PG-13 circa 2018? Because I have learned recently that there is a big difference.
But there will be no music. except any bumper music. I mean, I might go on Fiverr and get somebody to make some bumper music for me because I can't do it. I've tried.
I don't know if you know, but I do a really good trumpet.
Oh, that is fantastic.
It's unbeatable.
But then we don't have to deal with this music issue that is an issue when it comes to the Eagle. And it has been an issue ever since the Eagle came around. This is nothing new. This is what you get, and you have to listen to it. If you don't listen to it, everybody gets in trouble. So when you have a request for music, we can't play your request. And I'm sorry, because, of course, we have some requests for music. We have some regular listeners that we'd like to, play their music for them. But we're in one of those stages where it's an absolute no. So, Mike and Shirley, you're just going to have to deal with me singing for you.
Go on. I'm recording.
Yes, I don't. If I knew this song, I would.
What is the song?
No, I'm not doing that.
What is it?
Doesn't matter.
What is it?
All I want to say is they're a beautiful couple, and they've spent a lot of good years together, and we appreciate her taking care of him because he's a great chief, and can't be a great chief without somebody backing you up or something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, the producer tell you to did you just get that text from
No,
the
make
producer?
no mistake. I know who's got my back. No doubt. So yeah, there's that. Okay.
What else we got? Nothing?
No. We got more. I just didn't know how we were looking at time.
Well, like a minute and a half.
I didn't want to get into the rotor ride share, which,
Yeah, let's save that for the 7 o'clock hour.
Okay, because we want to promote that. So,
Yeah.
in France, they got the fun riots and stuff going on right now where everybody's wearing reflective vests, which to me is just hilarious. It's just like...
It's the safest ride I've ever seen in my life.
If you're going to do it in reflective vests so everybody can see you. I mean, they're still wearing hoods and masks, which I'm kind of against. Well, and rioting in general, I'm against. But the fact that they're doing it with high visibility vest on is fantastic. One portion of
Is that a rule, though? Like, how did they decide on that?
I don't know. Oh, because it was a gas tax. It was a ridiculous gas tax to get the France in line with the Paris Accords, which is named after them. So they were going to have to tax the bejesus out of them, and they all have to wear those reflective vests in their cars because it's Europe, and so it was just a natural transition to take the vest out of the car that they can't drive because they can't afford the gas because the tax is too high, and
Wearing
start
my riot
rioting.
uniform. Okay. Just checking. All right,
Yes.
well...
So Dave, we want you to know we're thinking about you. Lee, we know you're out there. We're thinking about you too. Thanks for listening. We do appreciate it, and we apologize in advance for whatever you may have to listen to. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning, 727-1025.
I don't care how many times he asks me if he can love me. The answer is still no.
But can he love you? No. Can he love you?
His name is Neo. Absolutely not. Do you know what my father would say? Get out of here.
Does he have a friend named Morpheus?
Well, then maybe we could talk.
So, because I'm a big fan of the Jeopardy, I kind of sometimes learn things while I'm trying to impress myself with how much I already know. And yeah, Morpheus. Look that one up. That's a good one to look up. Yeah, I'm not giving it away. You gotta look it up.
Gosh.
Don't look it up right now.
Well, you know what then?
So, by my chronographer, I have about 3 minutes until the coffee zombies finally find themselves some relief.
Oh, bless them. The poor coffee zombies.
The coffee zombies, some of our biggest fans that just happen to sit in the parking lot outside the mini mart waiting.
Watch your shoes.
And waiting and waiting for 7 o'clock to roll around because on this base, the earliest you can purchase coffee is 7 o'clock, even with Dunkin' Donuts. I cannot believe Dunkin' Donuts inside our little airstrip that people think is an air terminal, as overpriced as it is, can't open up before 7 o'clock.
No.
Dunkin' Donuts. I almost added an extra word in between the two, because nothing is more synonymous with breakfast than Dunkin' Donuts. So
true.
If they can't open before
Maybe
7,
Denny's, but Denny's never closes.
yeah, no, Denny's isn't synonymous
IHOP.
with breakfast. IHOP is a little bit more
It's pancakes.
IBOP, right?
Oh yeah. Don't even give me that. No. I don't go there for hamburgers.
They make a good hamburger.
I don't care. I'm only there for the pancakes.
I'm only there for the blueberry.
And hash browns.
The boysenberry. No, the boysenberry syrup.
Boysenberry syrup.
Oh my goodness.
I like the pecan.
Plus, I like a high arch ceiling. I'm always a big
I love
fan.
an A-frame. What's important to you in picking out a restaurant? the architecture.
Yeah, the architecture is huge. Fake murals drawn over the...
Followed by the crayon drawings of either a 40-year-old or an intoxicated 25-year-old. It's the same drawing.
Is there unlimited breadsticks and soup? That's all I needed. A salad, you know?
Yes. I got through college.
So good morning to our coffee zombies. Relief is soon to see you. We're getting ready to go to the top of the hour news.
Yeah.
Unless your clock is way off.
I think it might be. I'm confused. No, we got a few minutes.
A few minutes? Mine does not say a few minutes, and I am choreographed with the space station.
Well, so am I. I have like 4 minutes.
That's way off.
On my watch and on the computer, so now I'm worried about you.
Maybe.
I don't know who to worry about, to be honest. Now I'm scared.
Maybe we just play that silly song that just goes right up to the top of the hour.
Oh,
there you
yeah,
go.
that's weird. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to keep playing this other music, and I'm going to talk for one more minute, and then we're going to play a song, and hopefully one of us is right and the other one's wrong, and hopefully it's me.
So there you go. So what we're going to do next, in the next segment, we're going to be talking more about the Rota Ride Share program. Rota Ride Share is using the Facebook platform to get people in the Rota greater metropolitan area, I love saying that, to get people in the greater Rota metropolitan area rides, whether it be to and from work or whether it be home after a failed plan. It's all about communicating on one group website dedicated to getting everybody who needs a ride and everybody willing to give a ride in the same group as each other. We'll be talking about that in the next segment of T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. So don't do that to me again. Don't you ever do that to me again.
I do what I want. I can't be stopped.
That's funny. Lauren said the same thing yesterday. I do what I want. So
you don't tell me.
Apparently, okay, look, folks, I learn things every day. Right now, I'm learning that there's a way so my phone gets its time from the network tower. And of course, I'm in Spain. You've been Spained. I've been in Spain. So my phone is way off, like 4 minutes ahead of what it's supposed to be. And I will be rectifying that situation today. Now, I don't know what the phone situation like is in Greece, but luckily we have a couple listeners in Greece. Hey, one of those listeners is, hey, John, how are you? Good to always talk to you, my friend. He is nice enough to inform us that it is possible in Crete, Suda Bay area, to purchase coffee before 7 a.m. He said there's even places that serve coffee 24/7 in his neck of the woods. Now, I know what the greater Rota metropolitan area looks like, and I know what Crete looks like. We are way more advanced than those hillbillies in Greece, okay? And if I just upset any hillbillies in Greece, I just want to say, thanks for listening.
Love your hair. Hope you win.
I mean, we're like New York City compared to them. They're tiny little fringe.
But they're caffeinated.
They are caffeinated. And they get the meat on a stick thing. You know what I'm talking about. That's the good stuff.
No, tell me more. No.
So yeah, that's disheartening. What other bases are listening that have a better coffee selection than us in the greater Rota metropolitan area? Is Djibouti gonna contact us and let us know how fantastic their coffee options are? Because they probably do. They probably got one of those green coffee companies. Like it's not Starbucks, but it's green.
Yep, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They make Starbucks-like things, but their symbol's a little weird. Like she's got one eye instead of two, and they star bouquets.
Yeah. Was it Genevieve saying? I think there was like Palestine or something, and she's like, it's like Star Dollar or something.
Star Dollar,
of course.
Yes, of course,
of course.
Star Dineros,
Star BD,
Star Dinar,
Star Dinar.
Yes. Yeah, we'll make it, but the labeling has to be green,
right?
And the symbol has to be very close to whatever that symbol is now. You know, I went to the very first Starbucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Seattle, there was a big deal. You know, it's like this is the very first Starbucks, and you're like, how did this happen?
I've been to the first Jack in the Box in California.
Really?
My dad worked at that Jack in the Box.
You're kidding.
Yeah. So when he's like, that was my first job.
Yeah, but the Jack in the Box is not the virus that Starbucks is. Jack in the Box is kind of, I mean, I don't think you can get it east of the Mississippi still.
Well, I love Jack in the Box.
I do. It's one of my favorites. I like Carl's Jr. or the redneck version, Hardee's. I like those.
Yeah, I don't really care. I'm not picky.
It's just it's so funny. It's so funny how they're the same company with different names. I mean, and
just depending on what side of
what side of the river.
Mississippi you're on.
But the very
one time it's like what is the one, and half of it is a taco. It's like Hardee's and taco something, but it's not Ole Taco. It's something else. On the East Coast, it's Hardee's, and then how like in Texas you have like Taco Bell, A&W, or like you have like the three-fer.
A&W, man, what a great root beer.
Oh, they have that in Bahrain.
You know why?
A&W in Bahrain.
Because it's got that frosty mug taste. It's an old slogan. No one gets it anymore. It's like My Bologna. It's got a first name. Do you know that? My Bologna has a first name.
OSCAR. I do know that. I do
know. We failed miserably at talking about the Road to Rideshare program, but luckily after this music, we'll come back and we'll talk about it. My Bologna has a second name.
MAYER.
I love to eat it every day.
I bet you do.
I don't like it spit.
If you're going to commit.
How in the fuck is Greece an hour off of our time? Always. Because we're on the same time schedule as Bahrain.
No, Bahrain. Well, depending on daylight savings, Bahrain doesn't change time.
But daylight savings is over, right? Yeah, it is.
I have no idea where I just know that my phone will reset, and when it resets, I need to either be here now, or a little later, or sometimes a little earlier. 10 seconds.
10 seconds. But that works. Hey, explain this to me. Why is Greece in a different time zone?
I don't know. I don't live in Greece. I live
know.
Here with you.
But our listeners are we have more listeners in Greece than we have here, I guess. We have listeners in Greece, and they're always in a different... And when I was there, I was like, that's stupid. Why would they be in a different time zone? I know where time zones change, and I don't get it. Does Greece have its own... Like Newfoundland. Newfoundland has its own time zone. Did you know that?
You're talking about time travel.
Yeah.
I worked with
because
this
we
guy,
live in the future.
I work with this guy, Otto, who was from South Africa. He lived in California, and he worked on tour with me, and he could not figure out that inside of America, the time would change multiple times. So we'd be driving along, and he'd think, and he'd be like, why is the time different? Why is the time different? And I stayed in a Holiday Inn Express in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Right across the border.
Nope. My bathroom was in one time zone and my bed was in another. It messed me up the whole time. I was only there for 2 days and it was a long day.
I love those border cities. Fort Benning, Georgia is right next to Phoenix City, Alabama, and that's one of the dividing lines for a time. It's just so fun.
It'll mess you up.
It will mess you up. It's good stuff. I'm not going to talk about the life hack this time because I promised we'd talk about Road to Rideshare.
Oh, yes.
We'll talk about that life hack. A great life hack for you guys. You're going to love this one. But we're going to talk about Road to Rideshare. So Road to Rideshare, again, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to put people who can give people rides in contact with people who need rides using the Facebook platform. Now, I've tried for years to get an Uber-styled app, not for money, but for volunteer purposes. If a sailor was out there and needed a ride, they could boop, 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 on the app, and that's way more complex than I'm capable of doing. So I reached out to some really smart people and tried to get them on board with doing it, and I never could make it happen. So this year, 2019, I'm trying to get you on board. If you're one of those leaders who's always told your sailors, hey, if you ever need a ride, give me a call. Well, this is the group for you, all right? And if you're ever one of those sailors like, wow, I could really use a ride right now, this group is for you. It's called Road to Rideshare. If you search for it on Facebook, I found this to be weird. If you search for it on Facebook, nothing comes up. You have to go to the top and scroll over to the thing that says groups. Yeah, I've never seen that before. You go over to the groups, and then you'll see a specially tricked out motorcycle with 15 seats on it. You know, there's only one Road to Rideshare program out there right now, and it's ours. So I'm trying to get everybody on board with it to make it a very popular site, and we're going to be using coding. Very simple coding. If you're walking down the street and you're wearing a high visibility vest, or you're wearing a reflective belt diagonally across your body, and I can see it, and we have to add this extra little piece, because that's required. You're supposed to wear that during the hours of darkness already.
Period.
But if you have one of those little ever-ready green flashlights with you, it's got the little cone on the end of it. It shows a green light. If you're holding that in your non-firing hand, I say that because that's old school. Anyway, if you're holding that little light in your hand, I will stop on the side of the road and I'll pick you up because you're going to be walking. If you're following the rules of the road, you're going to be walking on the opposite side of the road that I'm driving on. But if I see your high visibility jacket or vest and I see that little green light that we're talking about, it's like $1.50, $2, it's real cheap. I see that, I will stop and give you plenty of time to come over and give you a ride. I have 3 extra seats in my vehicle. I can give everybody a ride every day. That's what we're trying to do here. So look us up on the Facebooks. It's Rhoda Rideshare, and then toggle over to the groups. We'll be back more to close out the T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning show. I'm so happy.
For what?
Mr. Jason there has joined the Rhoda Rideshare group.
Ooh.
So, I mean, if we get one person to join every week we do this show, by the end of the year, we'll have like 4 people sharing rides with each other. It's pretty awesome.
We will have
Thank
4
you.
people.
Thank you, Jason. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about the Rhoda Rideshare program. That's a means of getting people who need rides together with people who can give rides. It's us taking care of each other, normally like every day at work kind of thing. And then of course, on the rare occasion when someone has a plan that fails and they need a ride and they want to reach out to somebody, maybe they don't have any cash on them, that Rhoda Rideshare program is gonna help us. The primary reason for it, of course, from the crime prevention aspect, is to prevent any further DUIs. But the practical aspect of the Rhoda Rideshare program is to help these young sailors get back and forth to work.
And old sailors.
And old sailors, or people in general.
Just people in general.
Like
our neighbors.
I should be
Help your
going to
neighbors.
the ICR classes and telling people to wear their reflective belts and carry a green flashlight with them. And it's like hitchhiking, but it's hitchhiking with people you know. And people that are kind of sort of vetted, and it'll take care of you. So here we go. We have covered everything that we were going to talk about today. We did some of the show in Spanish, which was fun. We have our listeners in Greece who got mildly upset about me calling them slow and redneckish, but they got over it because I thanked them for listening. The Stanleys celebrating their anniversary. We got that going on. I'm going to leave you this week with the best life hack you ever need. I've been having some mobility issues the last couple of days. I'm old and decrepit, and my knees decide what day of the week they are or are not going to work. So this morning I decided to just lather them with the menthol ointment known as Bengay, which has a very good effect on the pain centers, but the pain is still there. What I found out, though, is after copious amounts of Bengay, if you put on your sweats and let that vapor rise to its natural occasion into your nether regions, the pain that you will feel in a different region will completely take your mind off of any pain you have anywhere else. So the bottom line here is, gentlemen, you put the Bengay where you want it, and then you make sure that either the Bengay itself or the vapor reaches your nether region, and it will fix 100% of your problem. I'm in the studio dancing. You see me?
Yeah,
I'm dancing around.
No,
I'm having a good time.
Are you?
Well,
that is the question.
So that's what we got. That's your life hack for the week. Remember, Bengay vapors rise.
Danger.
Dangerously. And we said everything else that we're going to say, so I think we're ready. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to say what we always say to you. Please remember to take care of one another, and please be the best person that you can be. And if you were a great person yesterday, be an even better person tomorrow.
And don't forget that you are loved.